I'm Shannon McGee, franchise owner with Network in Action here in Music City, Tennessee. And today I have Musoud Hussain with Grace Space Financial joining me today. How are you, Musoud?
Good. How are you doing, Shannon?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to have you here with me. You have such a fascinating story. So tell me a little bit about your journey to Grace Space and why you decided to start your company.
Definitely. So, first generation immigrant, came to Nashville when I was five, so over close to 30 years. And the progression in my community, there's a lot of business owners, and so I went to school locally, graduated with a finance degree, worked my way up through nonprofit and for-profit sectors, and some of those for-profit sectors are Fortune 500 and 100 companies. And so my background being in finance, I really wanted to leverage that and provide some of that tool to our communities that own businesses and really give the power of data and what that looks like. A lot of times business owners get stuck into small details of the business and forget, to really grow, you have to understand what your business is doing from a data standpoint. And so what Grace-Based Financial does is we originally wanted to build it off of data and financial consulting, but when we realized going into these businesses is they don't have clean data. And data is driven off of bookkeeping and clean accountability through their accounting. And so what GraceBase does is offer that bookkeeping on the front end, but then we take that clean data and convert it into data that really drives the business forward. A lot of times for business owners, whether they're in the community or not, they have clean data, but then that's where it stops, right? They think of it as, well, my data is clean to file my taxes, but tax is one day out of the year. What are you doing the other 364 days with that data to really drive growth? And that's the core reason we wanted to start GraceSpace.
What I love is information, knowledge is power, right? Like it tells us the direction, where we're going, how do we need to shift, what's happening in the economy or anything, what do we need to do? But at the same time, I feel that the word data can be a little overwhelming to some people. And
Right.
it seems very unique that you have such a focus on data in the financial space. So for someone who's listening that might say, "Ooh, data sounds very technical, or what am I supposed to do with this? Or wait a minute, you said bookkeeping and CFO." Help me bridge that and to understand so someone's listening about how you partner along to help them with this information.
Definitely. So for a lot of times, business owners can relate to this. They have one person doing their bookkeeping, they have an accountant at the end of it, but then they're stuck trying to manage the business side of it. And so what GraceBase does is combine all of that so you have one central partner to really help you grow forward. So we provide bookkeeping support primarily to clean the data up, provide that monthly knowledge to the business owners of what the business is doing from a transactional side, but then we convert that to a very user-friendly dashboard that we do through our mobile application or our desktop portal, where a client could go in and see their QuickBooks data, or we could connect to any integrated source that they have. So we know that there's a lot of businesses that offer tools to run their operations. For example, a restaurant can use Toast. A cleaning company could use a cleaning software. What we could do is integrate into those software and give a very clean, user-friendly dashboard where they could see their whole business model in one view. And so we try to take that stress and burden off of the client's hand and really centralize that view of really running the business. And so we deal with all the back end noise. So that way on the front end, you just see a very clean data of what your business is doing. And so it's very cost effective to have one partner, and the communication and downtime is not there. The reason for that is if we're trying to help you from a fractional CFO standpoint or build data, guess who we have to call to get that data? Either your bookkeeper or your accountant. And so for us being central, we are the bookkeepers, we are managing your accounts. And so there is no downtime. We can structure the data however we need to satisfy our clients and how they want to run the business. And so for us, it's really being central and becoming that partner from all aspects of how to run the business.
It sounds so different, right? I've talked to some folks in your space before, but this idea of your systems working together and talking together is pretty unique. Like it sounds like not only are you a great partner, you become this transparent partner as well, right? To maybe help with a little bit of the chaos, because I feel like a lot of growing companies, small businesses and mid-sized businesses, we grow and add and grow and add and grow and add because you're having to adapt. And then at some point you're like, oh my gosh, I just have all this stuff. I don't know that I feel so efficient. I feel like all these things that help me do things are causing a different kind of issue.
Right.
And it sounds like, it's pretty unique to be doing what you're doing with bookkeeper and fractional CFO, to say, wait a minute, I want your systems to talk to each other so that we can actually have a really good informed discussion on where you go from here.
Definitely. For a lot of businesses, they're very reactive, right? I didn't hit my number this month. Are we overstaffed or understaffed? And it's very important to be proactive in that. And it takes very little effort on the front end. We forget, when you're already doing your bookkeeping, the data is there. But how do we take that data and present it in a manner for our clients to leverage business decisions off of? And so I think it really comes down to the disconnect in the partnerships for business owners, right? We go back to talk about you have your bookkeeper, you have a tax person, but then there's no one supporting you, consulting you on the finance side. And for us, being that central hub for all of it, really provides a full circle, view of what the business is doing. And for us, it's very effective. And so compared to other fractional CFOs where, it costs to do things individually, because we do it all in-house in one form, that it really is beneficial for the client from a cost perspective and an efficiency perspective. You're talking to one person all the time rather than 3 different people just to see what your business is doing.
I think it's awesome. So Musoud, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Definitely, they could go directly to our website at gracespacefinancial.com and contact us. We respond within 24 hours, or they could email me at Musoud, Musoud, at gracespacefinancial.com. And I'm open to phone calls, text messages, or emails. We love however the client wants to communicate. That's how we communicate. And so
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you for joining me today. It's always good to talk to you and learn more about what you do and why you do it and how you're different, and enjoyed speaking with you today. Hey, I'm Shannon McGee, franchise owner with Network in Action here in Music City, Tennessee. And today I have Musoud Hussain with Grace Space Financial joining me today. How are you, Musoud?
good. How are you doing, Shannon?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad to have you here with me. You have such a fascinating story. So tell me a little bit about your journey.